All right, thank you. We are back live streaming. Thank you. Thank you profusely for letting us have time. I wanted to try to give you a whole packet at once, and you had 11 proposals, Mary. I mean, come on. You know, and then, of course, my collator over here will do the rest. So, no, I do, very gracious in giving us the extra time. Thank you. All right, so I am able to come back and talk about all of these now.
Okay.
I am going to hand you a response to proposal 1. I tried to redline it as best I could on somebody else's computer. So, let me find where my notes are. Yeah.
I did ours on like big font.
Okay, well,
Sorry,
like
just
I
tell the
told you,
copier
this-
copy.
So, as you'll see, I took out the 2 new paragraphs that you had proposed up here, but we'll get to that. And then in the, what will become or return to being the second paragraph, yes, the classroom and media center is corrected. But then what I did was, if you go down to the bottom of that first page, the top of the second page, I've added in the policy that you were quoting in the area that you wanted to add in that we struck out. I added that into the last paragraph where we talk about the fact that if the board is so inclined to change, now it would read policy and procedure 3304 and or policy 6405, that process goes into place where the association gets the opportunity to address it, et cetera. Delivering the copy of the proposed amendment to you, et cetera. So we slid that into that section that already exists. Proposal 2. Oh, thank you. Okay. There's your proposal 2. Here's your proposal 2. All right, this one I tweaked for a couple things. Yes, we wanted you to still be able to obviously communicate with the bargaining unit, as well as some additional communications with the district staff. I did put a cap in there of 3 times per year, which is the number that you had said you had used this past year. Also, given our discussions and the comments that the district office received on that, it was sort of a middle ground. Also a request that they be done blind copies so that we don't have the problems we had last year with people hitting reply all and flooding email boxes. That's okay.
No, it
We don't have to talk in detail.
I know it happened.
Yeah,
We all do.
So,
we all do.
Can I just back up a second to something
Certainly.
you just said? Now, it was, you said, something you just said, and it was, did you talk with someone at the Ed Center, or did you?
No,
I lost it.
the district is the one that fields the complaints that, from people saying, I didn't
No,
ask for
no,
this
no, no, no.
email, I don't
Yeah.
want it. So that's why we were capping it
That's-
at 3.
No, that wasn't it. It'll come back to me. It's something you said in passing. It's not written, but I'll think of it. Sorry.
That's okay.
Can we play it on the live stream?
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I'll do that at lunch, if we go with lunch.
There we
Okay.
go. Okay, thank you. Number 3, yeah, but this goes a lot faster than it did to type them all up and to figure it all out.
Something's bigger than that.
Yeah, this one is much bigger, Marianne. All right. This is the association involvement in board meeting. I've taken the language out of the bottom and added some new language instead, just indicating that if you or whoever is the association president wishes to have an item included, the process that they go through, a timeline. Under the new statute that will go into effect July 1st, regular board meetings are the only board meetings that board is required to take public input, though I have addressed at the bottom of this edition that if the board takes input at any other meeting, that would be included as well. So if they happen to take input at a workshop or a special meeting or whatever, that would be included. So I've got the process in there for the association to request an agenda item, and also indicating that that provision does not prevent the association from participating at the regular public input that you would be able to participate in.
So here's an issue I have with that is, if I so the board agenda comes out on Friday, I see they're gonna talk about this specific issue, and I put in a request to speak to the board. I get anywhere from 3 minutes to represent over how many staff members? Or if, sometimes Renee will say, okay, you're representing an organization, you'll get more, but I never know how much time. And then they still cannot ask questions and discuss with us. So,
That is-
so there, where's our ability, where's our ability for open and transparent communication if we cannot have an exchange back and forth?
Well, one, they can't have that same exchange with the public either. But this allows you to actually put something on the agenda. So if you don't feel that you had the opportunity to engage in that exchange during public input, you can clearly come in and say, hey, I would like this to be an agendized item at the next meeting, so
It
that
gives
you
me
could.
the opportunity to request.
Absolutely.
It doesn't say it should be. So,
Even the individual board members have the opportunity to request, but not should be.
yes, however, our function is a little different in that we represent, in many cases, not just the bargaining unit. When we, seek input on things, especially like when we did COVID and the past 2 issues at the work session where we've gotten comments, that is from, the entirety of the district staff. So, okay, we'll,
That's fine.
yeah,
Yep, that's okay.
that goes here.
Okay, proposal number 5. And as I hand this to you, I'm also gonna tell you that the district is working on and going to be amending the policy on this to align with the new statute of paid military leave for 10 days annually. It's just changing the 15 that you had proposed to 10, which follows the statute. We did keep the paid and the annual part.
Well, the statute, the statute has a minimum of 10 days.
Correct.
So we're going to reduce the number of days that the district is willing to give to somebody. Okay,
No, paid.
right.
Doesn't say that
Right.
it's reducing unpaid, it just says
Right.
it's reducing paid. Or, well, it's not reducing
Yeah.
paid, it's adding 10 paid that they did not previously have.
Right.
Well, which is a law, so. Okay,
Okay, proposal number 6. For parenting leave. Okay. There's a couple things I wanted to chat with on this one. Just big picture, obviously, the first paragraph that you were proposing, we took out. We did keep the change that you were proposing in the second paragraph. Couple things on this. It's unfunded, and we're gonna talk about money here shortly, so I'll cover that then. The second half of the first paragraph does talk about running concurrently under FMLA. First-year teacher, first-year employees, part-time employees don't qualify for FMLA. So it's creating that separate problem as well, because is this being read to assume that they're going to get it, or it's gonna then apply to them? I don't think the district would have any objection to encouraging the sick leave bank to reconsider paternal leave, or to change some of the things that are contained in the sick leave bank that would cover what paragraph A is addressing. Also, when we looked at the parenting leave at some of the other districts, there was an issue of whether or not they required all sick leave, vacation, or personal days to first be used prior to this kicking in. whereas the way this is written, it's 10 additional days on top of what the district already has for the 14 and the 5. So that's the counter proposal that the district is putting forward on there. In addition to the foster problem that we talked about earlier. I didn't need to rehash that. Number 9, okay.
Amy,
Yes.
this question, I'm just curious.
We
If,
already-
if PA wanted to look at changing the sick bank leave and including either parent in that we just mentioned, would that need to be a proposal that they would bring because it is in the negotiated agreement today? Okay, I just wasn't sure.
Yeah. Number 9 goes to, I think Stacy had presented, this was about elementary early release. When I read it, I had the same thing that Jonathan did, was is this an extra day? The word day just was a problem, so we switched that to the hour. And then, I don't know why the P is struck in the second sentence, it shouldn't be, so ignore that typo on my part. Just during any month of the school year where there are 4 work days that are Mondays, so any month that there's 4 Mondays, we're adding the second undirected preparation/collaboration to occur.
So are you striking the last sentence then?
Yes. Sorry. That one did not get as clean as it should have been. Okay.
And then did you see the other part? It's not on here, but it was striked, and that's a pretty big piece of that, Marianne, if you look at yours. The piece where it says preparation, collaboration time, it used to say among teachers, and that was where there
It
was.
did not show up.
the
You're
issue.
absolutely right.
And so it should say, it should be strike the among teachers because.
It's on here.
Oh.
It's struck.
That's-
Among
Oh, I
teachers.
was clear up here, sorry,
it
but
No, no,
just
it's
so,
down there.
oh, sorry, just so that you can see that too, that among teachers piece, because that makes a big difference in the,
Oh, they just.
do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If you saw that like I did, that maybe you didn't see that among teachers, because that was one of the things that sometimes some buildings, like Stacy said, sometimes some buildings will have you stay for 5 minutes with your team, other buildings will have you stay the whole hour with your team, and just trying to give some leniency there that it can be just your independent time if you need it to be.
Number 10 and number 11 I want to talk about together. And I'm sorry, that is truly what we spent the majority of our time talking about. One pot, one pie. You're well aware of that. We've done this for years. And I want to address them together since they're the 2 main financial proposals. In saying that, I also recognize and acknowledge, I know you're not going to like what I have to say. I know you're not going to like what the district has to propose back. And please do understand if money was no object, rest assured. I do want to commend you that the number was spot on on your salary chart. I think it was like, we had $23 difference or something. It's like, whoa, that's impressive. I'm just going to go with some basics. The new money from the state for teachers and pupil services for next year is $326,000. Movement for teachers and pupil services, just the movement in the salary schedule, is $871,263. And again, that's assuming, like you did, assuming the teachers we have in place now. So just movement alone, to go that route is $545,000 and change coming out of fund balance. When you look at proposal number 10, you had 66 special ed teachers at $286,397. We came up with 69 special ed teachers at $356,952. That proposal alone more than ate up all the new money from the state. Part of the reason I'm putting the 2 proposals together. Please understand, in no manner do I wish to diminish what special ed teachers do. There's a special place in heaven for special ed teachers. But I also recognize that there are other specializations and other employee groups that we could be talking about. I also recognize that the 2 that are specifically called out, or that, however many, I believe it's 2 that are called out in that paragraph, are positions where the person walking in the door already has to have an advanced degree. it's an area that, rest assured, I wish could be acknowledged. But like I said, there's multiple areas that I wish could be acknowledged. So from that perspective, recognizing that even movement alone takes us just under 550,000 into the fund balance. We did have to, really, really work to come up with something that, we wanted to put across something that was touching into the fund balance, but yet trying not to be something that would set everybody off, the best we can come up with for now and talking. So what I'm putting before you is the district's financial proposal, recognizing that there's no counter for PEA number 10 on the special ed 7.5%. Because trying to use what money the district has into the salary schedule itself. What you have in front of you represents movement, plus 0.75% on the base, which costs $1,117,065, recognizing that just under 800,000 of that is coming out of the fund balance as ongoing cost. I'm not gonna lie, it makes me nervous, but with that, we would propose that all other provisions of the 23-24 agreement, our little green folder, I believe it was last year, remain the same for 24-25, obviously with the change in the updates of the years, and for 23-24 to 24-25, and editing that throughout. Do you have any questions?
No, we're gonna need to caucus, and I need to eat. Cause I'm getting,
17. Do you want an hour at least?
yeah, let's do an hour.
Thank you.